My beloved child, give me one truly quiet moment. Not because I want to draw you into fear, but because I want to place my peace upon the places within you that have been weary for far too long. There are things you have grown so accustomed to enduring that you no longer even name them. There are pains you quietly overlook. Nights when you toss and turn and then tell yourself tomorrow will be better. Heavy breaths you hide behind a smile. Tensions you bury deep inside because you do not want anyone to worry. But I see even when you say you are fine. I hear even when you no longer have enough words to pray. I do not look at you as someone who must keep forcing themselves forward until exhaustion takes over. I look at you as my beloved child who needs to be held, who needs to rest, who needs to be led back into gentle and wise care. Today, I am not calling you to panic over your body, but to value the place I have given you as a temporary home for this journey of life. Your body is not your enemy. It is not something you should only remember when it hurts, only care for when it is already depleted, only listen to when it is forced to speak through stronger signs. It is a gift to be guarded with gratitude, moderation, rest, and wisdom. When you continually ignore the signals of weariness, when you allow worry to sink deep into your days, when you force yourself to chase every demand without stopping to breathe, you forget that I did not create you to live like a lamp burning endlessly without being given more oil. I know there are seasons when pressure comes all at once and makes you think you are not allowed to grow weak. You fear that if you stop, everything will collapse. You fear that if you admit you are tired, others will be disappointed. You fear that if you speak honestly about your pain, you will be seen as lacking faith. But my child, truth does not draw you away from me. Truth opens the door for grace to enter. When you say, "Father, I am tired," I do not blame you. When you say, "I am in pain and I do not understand what is happening," I do not turn my face away. When you say, "I need help," that is not failure. It is a step back into the humility I cherish. The one who knows how to ask for support is not weak, but is learning to live in the light. Remember Elijah, who once stood powerfully before the crowd and saw my power revealed in a wondrous way, yet later reached a place of such exhaustion that he only wanted to lie down beneath a tree and go no farther. I did not rebuke him with harsh words. I did not force him to rise immediately and do more great works. I sent an angel to bring him bread and water. I let him sleep. I nourished him. I gave him rest. Then, when his body had been strengthened and his heart had grown quiet, I led him onward to the place where I would meet him in a gentle whisper. Do you see? My child, sometimes the most sacred thing you need is not to try a little harder, but to stop, eat well, rest at the right time, seek the care you need, and allow me to restore you little by little. Therefore, do not make light of the small reminders in your body. Do not ignore tightness, deep exhaustion, recurring pain, sleepless nights, or anxious rhythms that make your heart feel heavy. I do not tell you to fear them, but I teach you to listen to them with wisdom. There are signs that may only require you to adjust your rhythm of life. Rest, pray, eat healthfully, and release burdens that were never yours to carry. There are also signs that require you to seek someone with expertise so that you may be cared for properly. Do not think that seeking help means you do not trust me. I can heal through many paths, through prayer, through rest, through the hands of caregivers, through the knowledge given to human beings, through changed habits, and through small but faithful decisions each day. My beloved child, what I want to heal in you is not only the place that aches outwardly, but also the way you have grown accustomed to carrying everything alone. There are unspoken sorrows that, over time, become a weight. There are unforgiven wounds that make your heart feel bound tight. There are worries about the future that tear your sleep into pieces. There are old memories that quietly pull you back into insecurity. I want to enter those closed rooms, not by force, but with gentle light. I want to teach you to lay each burden down before me, so your body does not have to keep carrying what your heart has not yet known how to surrender. Understand that your greatest battle is not always found in what is outside you. Many times, it lies in whether you are willing to believe that you are allowed to rest, allowed to be loved, allowed to slow down, allowed to receive care. The enemy of peace often wants you to live in exhaustion, because when you are too tired, you easily doubt my love, react out of pain, make decisions in confusion, and forget that you are still being kept. But I come to remind you that you are not a machine. You are my child. You need breath, stillness, morning light, honest prayer, a hand to lift you up, and the care I do not consider small. I also want you to know that the purpose I placed upon your life is not erased just because you are weary. Your calling does not disappear because you have a season of weakness. You are not excluded from my good plan because you need time to recover. Let go of the thought that you only have value when you can do much. Endure long and keep trying without end. Your worth does not come from productivity, silent endurance, or always appearing steady. Your worth comes from the love I placed upon you before you even knew how to call my name. When you rest in me, you do not lose your path. You are being prepared to continue with a cleaner strength. Perhaps in recent days you have felt a strange movement within yourself, wanting to change, yet fearing change. Wanting to be healed, yet being familiar with old wounds. Wanting to release the burden, yet not knowing how to live if you no longer have to keep forcing yourself forward. I understand this. True restoration is not only one moment of relief, it is the journey of learning how to live again. Learning to sleep in peace. Learning to say no to what drains you. Learning to say yes to what nourishes you. Learning to choose relationships that do not empty you. Learning to care for your body as a faithful steward. Learning to pray not only in crisis, but as the breath of a life that stays close to me. So today, I invite you to become gentler with yourself. Place your hand over the place in your heart that feels tense and speak to me honestly. Let the tears come if they need to come. Let your weariness be named. Let the things you have tried to hide be placed in the light. If your body is speaking, listen. If you need rest, rest. If you need to apologize, apologize. If you need to forgive, to begin with a prayer asking me to help you. If you need to be examined or supported, walk in wisdom. for I never want you to neglect the gift of life I have given you. My child, I am the one who sees you in all your fragility and preciousness. I do not abandon you amid the signs you do not understand. I do not let you pass through weariness without grace sufficient for each day. I am teaching you to return to a healthier, more peaceful, purer rhythm of life. Stop resisting the invitation to rest. Stop calling exhaustion your duty. Stop seeing self-care as selfishness. When you are restored, the love within you will become clearer. Your service will become lighter. Your steps will become steadier. And my voice within you will become clearer. Be at peace. My beloved child, I am closer than your breath. I am in the rest you are about to choose, in the wisdom you are about to practice, in the small light that is guiding you back toward fuller life. Nothing within you is too small for me to care about, and no pain within you is too deep for me to touch. Keep walking, but do not walk forward with the old burdened way. Walk as one who is loved, cared for, guided, and allowed to be healed each day in my merciful arms. My beloved child, listen in stillness, for I want to reveal to you something that natural eyes cannot see. In the hidden place, movements are taking place on your behalf. There are protections you do not know about, intercessions you do not hear, holy hands being sent to cover the parts of you that have been wounded for too long. I want you to know that you are not only seen, you are cared for in every depth of your soul. Let me tell you what my messengers carry in their hearts. The first looks upon you and says that this heart needs to be protected, because your heart has passed through more stormy seasons than you have ever admitted. It has endured wounds no one saw, betrayals over which you tried to remain silent, disappointments that slowly weakened your trust, and sorrows you hid behind a normal appearance. People may see your smile, but I see the bruises in your heart. People may hear your words, but I hear even the things you do not have the strength to say. My child, your heart is not a place where bitterness should build a home. Your heart is the wellspring of life, the place where I want to place peace, faith, tenderness, and light. But there were days when you had to protect yourself by becoming hard. You learned to doubt so you would not be wounded again. You learned to stay silent so no one would know you were hurting. You learned to be so strong that you forgot you also needed to be held. And today, I do not come to blame you for those layers of protection. I come to gently remove them, one layer at a time, so your heart can breathe again in my presence. The second messenger looks deeper and says that there are infections in the spirit that need to be cleansed. Not because you are unclean before me, but because lies have tried to take root in you for too long. There were words that made you believe you were not good enough. There were voices that made you think you were abandoned, that you were unworthy of love, that failure would forever be the name of your life. There were hidden bitternesses trying to find a seat within your heart. Not because you wanted to keep them, but because unhealed pain had opened a door for them to enter. But my child, I will not allow that to spread forever. I come like pure water to wash away what does not belong to you. I come like light, entering a room that has been closed for too long. I do not only want to bandage the surface of the wound, I want to touch the very root of what has hurt you. I want to uproot from you the lies that disguise themselves as truth. I want to remove the bitterness that has exhausted your soul. I want to give you back a heart that is tender but not weak, pure but not naive, loving yet still full of discernment. Then the third messenger says that your time is drawing near, but your body needs to be supported so you can step into what I have promised. You have asked me to open the door, but I also see the weariness in your bones. You have asked for a new season, but I know there are parts of your body, mind, and soul that are weighed down by stress, anxiety, illness, and silent battles. I do not want you to enter the promise in a state of exhaustion. I do not want you to receive the new while still being drained inside by old burdens. That is why I have brought you to this moment, not only to encourage you, but to begin a deeper healing. You have asked me for a breakthrough, but you need to understand that breakthrough does not always begin with a great outward door opening. Sometimes breakthrough begins when I touch the place you have been hiding. Sometimes the miracle begins with honest tears. Sometimes deliverance begins when you stop pretending you are fine and allow me to enter the most painful room in your heart. This is the truth I want you to receive. Your body is carrying a weight that does not come from me. Part of it comes from pressures you have endured for too long. Part of it comes from worries you have not yet laid down. Part of it comes from emotional wounds that have affected even the peace within your body. And there are also spiritual battles that have tried to exhaust you, making you lose focus, lose vitality, and lose hope. But none of those things has the right to speak the final word over your life. Sickness does not have the final word. Stress does not have the final word. The past does not have the final word. Betrayal does not have the final word. The lies of the enemy do not have the final word. I am the one who speaks the final word over you. And my word is life. My word is restoration. My word is peace. My word has the authority to call light back into the places darkness once occupied. My beloved child, do not be afraid to let me touch what you have hidden. I do not come as a stranger. I come as your father. I do not step into your wound to shame you, but to heal you. I do not name your pain so that you will live in it again, but to bring you out from under its power. Let me place my hand upon your heart. Let me soothe your mind. Let me lift from your shoulders the things that have quietly caused you to collapse within. You are not foolish for feeling that you need deeper healing. You are not weak for admitting you are tired. You are not lacking faith when you say your heart is hurting. That very honesty opens the way for my grace to enter. The place you dare to uncover before me will become the place where I pour the oil of healing. Remain still in my presence. Do not rush away from this moment. Do not cover it up anymore. Do not condemn yourself anymore. I am beginning a new work within you, quiet, deep, yet full of power. I will protect your heart. I will cleanse your spirit. I will support your body. I will prepare you to step into what I have promised. Not as someone crushed, but as someone healed, restored, and led in my light. I wove you together in the hidden place before you ever cried your first cry. So I know every breath, every pulse of life, every place that has grown weary, and every silent cry within you. My beloved child, before you knew how to name your pain, I already knew. Before you realized your body was growing weak, I had already seen the small signs you often overlooked. Before you placed your hand on your chest in worry, before you held your stomach because it felt heavy, before you woke with your bones feeling drained, I was near you. You are not a soul abandoned among confusing symptoms. You do not have to grope your way alone through fear, wondering what is happening, hiding your uneasiness because you do not want to bother anyone. I am the one who created you with love, and what I created, I also cherish, preserve, and call back into peace. There are times when your body is speaking, but you try to remain silent because you think you must be stronger. There are times when exhaustion has reached the bottom of your endurance, yet you still say, I am fine, so others will not worry. There are pains you have endured for so long that you have mistaken them for a normal part of life. But my child, I did not create you to live forever under the yoke of exhaustion. I did not place you on this earth so that you would have to drag yourself through long hours of pain, fear, and anxiety each day. The life I give you is not endless wearing down, not a state where your body cries for help while your heart tries to stay silent. I do not come to blame you because you are tired, but to place my hand upon that weariness and remind you, you are allowed to rest, allowed to seek help, allowed to admit that you need to be touched by grace. I know there are burdens that do not only rest on your shoulders, but quietly live in your breath, in your sleep, in the way you startle at a dark thought, in the way you listen to every movement of your body with a fear you dare not name. The worry you carry in your stomach, give it to me. The tension you feel in your chest, lay it down before me. The pains running through your bones, the results that confuse you, the words doctors have spoken that you keep thinking about, the things you have not dared to tell anyone because you fear hearing an answer that will make your heart tremble. I know them all. None of those things confuses me. No report can make me leave you. No diagnosis can weaken my love. I am not threatened by what is frightening you, because I am your Father, and I stand near you in the very place where you feel most fragile. Do not think you must walk through this valley alone. I go with you into every appointment, every sleepless night, every morning when you wake and wonder whether you will have enough strength for the day. I am with you when you wait for results. I am with you when you try to understand complicated explanations. I am with you when others do not realize how deeply you are hurting. I am with you in the silences where all you can do is sit still, breathe slowly, and hope your heart does not break open with worry. When no one speaks a word to lift you up, I speak peace over you. When others unknowingly pass by your weariness, I do not pass by. When you feel forgotten in the middle of responsibilities and expectations, I still call you with unchanging tenderness. There is an awakening bell ringing, not to make you panic, but to call you back to the care you have postponed for too long. I do not want you to keep making light of signs that need to be heard. I do not want you to force yourself through everything by willpower while within you need support, rest, and healing. The surrender I invite you into is not giving up in despair, but opening your hands from weary control. Surrender is when you stop forcing yourself to pretend you are not afraid. Surrender is when you say to me, Father, I do not fully understand what is happening, but I entrust myself into your care. Surrender is when you allow me to lead you toward wise steps, timely support, necessary counsel, and rhythms of rest you have denied yourself for too long. I am healing you, but understand that my healing does not always come like sudden thunder. Many times it comes as the first deep breath after many days of tension. It comes as a more peaceful sleep. It comes as the courage to speak what you have hidden. It comes as learning to listen to your body instead of blaming it for being weak. It comes as a timely conversation, clear guidance, a decision to care for yourself with love instead of fear. I do not only want to soothe outward symptoms. I want to touch the deeper layers where anxiety has taken root, where you have grown used to living on alert, where you believed rest was a luxury and health was beyond reach. I am calling you back into wholeness. Slowly, deeply, and enduringly, what others cannot explain. I still see clearly. What has been overlooked, I do not overlook. In the days when you thought everything was only growing worse, I was still working in very small, very quiet, very hidden places. You may not yet see a great change, but do not despise the gentle signs of restoration. A little peace returning is grace. A little more strength today than yesterday is grace. A decision to care for yourself more kindly is grace. A moment when you are not completely ruled by fear is grace. Let me teach you to recognize life returning in each small thing. For not every miracle begins with noise. Many miracles begin with faith becoming tender again. My beloved child, this is not your ending. This is a turning point. Not a turning point of panic, but a turning point of awakening. Not a declaration that you have been defeated, but an invitation to enter a season of learning how to care. Rest, listen, and lean on me more deeply. I will lead you through this day by day, breath by breath, small decision by small decision. I will give you wisdom to know what needs to be done, courage not to hide from it, peace so you are not swallowed by dark thoughts, and gentleness so you do not blame yourself in the process of recovery. You do not have to fight by your own strength. You do not have to heal yourself through dry effort. Place your hand in mine. Open your heart to me once more, and let me bring you out of chronic weariness into a place where there is light, new breath, new hope, and life quietly rising within you. Now listen, my beloved child, for this moment carries a sacred weight you should not pass over as though it were ordinary speech. I am calling you into deeper attention, not through fear, but through holy watchfulness. There are hours when I come very near, so near that your heart can sense my gentle covering, even though your eyes do not yet see anything changing. My messengers are being sent around you, and my presence is covering you like a wind of peace in the middle of a weary day. You did not come across this word by accident. I chose this exact moment to remind you that you still remain within the sight of my love, still protected, still called by name, still guided by a love that has never left you. I know the pain you have carried in silence. I know the days when you smiled before others, while inside you were weighed down by things that could not be put into words. I saw when you tried to appear fine, tried to stand firm, tried to act as though you were not wounded, while behind closed doors There were moments when you collapsed from sheer exhaustion. You thought no one understood the depth of what you were going through. But I understand. I understand even the sighs you cannot explain. The tears you quickly wipe away. The nights when your body lies still but your heart cannot rest. You do not have to hide from me. You do not need to be strong before me in the way you have had to be before the world. I am your Father, and I draw near to you not to rebuke you, but to lift you up. My child, you are not forgotten. You are not invisible. And it is never too late for me to do something new in your life. What others overlooked, I have seen. What you thought was buried in silence, I still remember with mercy. I know there were times when you wondered whether you still mattered, whether your prayer was still being heard, whether your future could still be restored. I speak to you with tenderness, yet certainty. You still matter to me, not because you are always strong, not because you have never fallen, but because you belong to me, and what belongs to me will not be abandoned in the hands of darkness. Remember that your whole being is sacred before me. Your body, your mind, your heart, your breath, the most vulnerable parts of you, all of them are seen by me with reverence. You are not an object to be used, not a place where suffering may invade at will, not an empty field where the adversary can sow ruin. You are my beloved temple, the place where I want to place peace, life, purity, and light. Therefore, when something tries to touch you in order to harm you, I am not indifferent. When something seeks to defile the purity I have placed within you, I do not turn my face away. I am your protector, and my love for you always has the power to respond. That is why you may feel as though the opposition is increasing. The pressure is growing heavier, and doubtful voices are trying to push in more forcefully. The adversary does not attack what is empty. He often struggles more violently when he senses that you are drawing near to a new opening. He wants you tired before the door opens, wants you to give up before dawn arrives, wants you to believe that the pain of the present is your whole story. But I want you to see with different eyes. What is opposing you is not greater than what I am preparing for you. Darkness may be loud, but it has no authority to write your future. I am the one who created that future, and I am not afraid of what lies ahead of you. I have seen the joy that is coming to you. I have seen the freedom standing on the other side of this struggle. I have seen you breathing more lightly, walking more steadily, living in deeper peace, no longer being pulled backward by old things as you once were. So hold fast to me in this season. Do not let weariness convince you that you have been left behind. Do not let present battles make you forget that I am still leading the way. I am bringing you through, not merely so you may survive, but so you may be restored, renewed, and lifted up in my light. My beloved child, rest your heart. I am near. I am covering you, and I will not leave you until what I have begun in you is completed in peace.